Hey, this is Danny Cho, and you're watching Soompi.com.
Hi everybody, it's David Fung here with Make It in the Motherland at Soompi.com, and I'm here with world-renowned comedian Danny Cho.
What up?
What up, Danny?
What's going on, man? How are you?
And yeah, let's get into it. Talk a little bit about this series, K-Town Cowboys.
Yeah, K-Town Cowboys. I actually, the idea came about. I was drunk, and I was seeing this other thing I did. I was in a dress, K-Town Hotties, and I was seeing that clip being edited, and the director Daniel Park and I were watching it while we were drunk being edited. I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. Why don't we do something about K-Town, but the way we see K-Town? Like, there's a lot of films about K-Town or Korean Americans, but it's always kind of, in my opinion, a little off in terms of what really goes down. So the biggest criticism we get is a lot of people say that we're not representing Koreans or Asian Americans in a good light, and we're propagating some sort of stereotype. Now, I got my two comments on that. One, where in media do you see Asians this way? There aren't any. We're still, I know because I'm an actor, so I go on auditions where I have to go as Chinese delivery boy number one still, you know what I mean? Or liquor store owner, still. I still have to go to these auditions, where I have to put on a hacky accent and, be like, oh, and like, why would I do that, And so even in Hollywood, they don't see that. Now, second, I feel like for us, for Asian Americans to be looked as normal, because we're still, we still are like kind of low class in terms of the eyes of America in media. For us to be normal, we gotta have like the whole spectrum of people. We can't just have the doctors, the lawyers, the good students, the good at math. I mean, those are good too, but we also need like the degenerates, the drug dealers, the pimps, the hoes. That you got to get all of them, and so we kind of just have to even it out. You know what I mean? And I think I think that's kind of what my thing deals with. We're just normal folks.
And do you take that same stance and apply that to your position on, say, for example, or your opinion on the new K-Town reality show, for example?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's getting a lot of heat, and I know the creators of that reality show. And I mean, first of all, I haven't seen the episode, so an episode or the pilot episode, so I'm not going to base judgment on it. I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully they do a good job in kind of not putting too many train wrecks on.
So, for example, if you could come up with a scenario on the show that you would like to see, can you just think of one right now, being a writer yourself?
I would like a real-life Korean drama to happen in this reality show. Like, I want someone to eventually have like cancer of the eyeball, and then one of the girls, she's gonna like go, oh, I'm gonna lose my eyesight. And then one of these like really buff, like big douchebag looking mohawk wearing dudes will like be like, oh, baby, I love you, and here's both of my eyeballs. Or no, just that's not real. Just like give them one eyeball, and then they have like the matching eye patch with the logo of the reality show on that eye patch. And I think that'd be good promotion, good marketing, and also it's kind of romantic. No, it's not. I don't know.
One particular style that's especially popular with Asian comedians is being very self-deprecating, doing the impressions of their parents. And what's your opinion on that?
It's been done. It's been done a lot. I mean, it started off with Margaret Cho, and Margaret, she's a pioneer. She is been doing this longer than any Asian American, and she's the one that opened doors for all of us. So, Margaret, if you see this, I love you. But I think it's time for us to start, finding our own voice. I think it might be an easy way out. You know what I mean? And, I don't know what the goals of every comic is, but, hopefully it's to laugh with us, not at us.
What do you think about this whole new generation that's like sort of, for at least for younger kids, the whole Asian American scene has moved on to YouTube, and they have like their favorite YouTube comedians who are not really comedians in a traditional sense, but they're almost like, if I post a question, for example, on a message board for young Asians who are into K-pop, and I ask them who their favorite comedians are, they're saying like Kev Jumper or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And what do you, as someone who kind of came before that era, but also participates in more with just traditional comedy, but also a little bit of the online community, like what are kind of your opinions on that?
I mean, you know, there is something to be said about their following. You know, I mean, they obviously put work into building their business model. You know, whatever, you know, they got 2 million subscribers, 1 million subscribers, and you know that's work, man. Like, you got to put in, make a video regardless of quality, like more than once a week. You know, I do urge them to well, one, I guess it's the Asian part of me, is that kind of pay homage to the people that came before them. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what the people before me, my generation, have gone through. You know what I mean? Because people like Margaret and Bobby and all of them, like, they worked their asses off, that it made it easier for me to be, you know, to get to where I am. And because of the work that my generation put in, it gets easier for, you know, the following generation.
From a larger, big picture point of view, do you ever get worried that like young Asian Americans are going to sort of get stuck in this bubble of YouTube where they can just play to people who are extremely receptive, kind of shielding themselves from the harsh criticism that, say, for example, your generation or even people in traditional stand-up comedy regularly, consistently experience? Do you think that there's a danger? I mean, not a danger in that, but any cause for concern?
Well, I mean, when you look at the demographics of, like, say, Kev Jumba's audience, or, you know, those YouTube comedian audience, I mean, I don't want to call them comedians. I'm sorry, but you're not a comedian. You know, you just can't put, you know, videos of you know, parroting stupid stuff, and it's cute. But the reason why it's receptive is their viewership. They're like kids. They're like 13-year-olds. You know what I mean? And, like, you know, I guess that works. You know, I mean, when I was a kid, you know, I'm sure that I would have thought that what they did was funny, but, you know, I mean, a lot of it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to start beef, but it's not, you know? But, you know, the kids love it, and that's their demographics, and, hey, yo, if it works and they're getting paid, you know, whatever they're getting paid, 10 grand a month or plus, then, you know, I ain't mad at you, man. Do what you gotta do. But, you know, from the people that are older, they're like, you know, it looks like a bunch of kids just messing around. You know?
What advice do you have for young comedians in general, but maybe specifically for young Asian comedians that are trying to pursue a traditional stand-up career and do what you've done?
If you gotta get on stage as much as possible. You do all the open mic nights. Get on. You know, no one is born great. No one is born. You know, you don't go up on your first time and do an hour HBO special, right? And it you know, work needs to be put in before, you know, product hits the shelves.
What's the most common mistake that beginners are going to make?
Beginners are going to make is that they will feel that, you know, usually like their first couple of shows, you know, it's packed with their friends, you know, and their friends are going to be all supportive. Yeah, you're funny, but it's going to be like a stupid "why did the chicken cross the road" joke or something retarded, right? And then when that happens, thank you, good timing. And then, and then their friends are going to be all supportive, but then when they go to a show, because they think they're good, you know, I'm legitimately funny because my friends think I'm funny. Then they go to a open mic night somewhere where the friends don't come, and they eat shit. They just completely bomb, you know. And when that happens, like, they just get so dejected that, you know, they want to, like, quit, you know. You're not good. You won't be good, you know. I mean, trust me. For the first year and a half, you're going to be working on 5 to 10 minutes of material, which undoubtedly is going to be crap, you know. But you know, this is where you learn how to your timing, your presence, you know. And the goal of being a comic, you know, I think to working comic is that you find your voice in whatever style it is. In the beginning, you won't. Shout outs to Fly. Shout outs to Soompi.com.